The American people have been lied to by Donald Trump, Rudy Giuliani, and various cohorts of individuals in government and media positions. They created falsehoods to serve their own interests, knowing it would undermine the strength of our nation. From November 2018 to October 2019, I was a key participant and a witness to numerous efforts to prove that Joe and Hunter Biden were linked to corruption in Ukraine. Rudy Giuliani, on behalf of then President Donald Trump, tasked me with a mission to travel the globe, finding dirt on the Bidens so that an array of networks could spread misinformation about them, thus securing the 2020 election for Donald J. Trump. Everyone involved knew they were sharing lies. From Trump and Giuliani's shadow diplomacy, through my missions to Ukraine and elsewhere, to members of a BLT team, a group convened for the sole purpose of investigating and damaging the Bidens.
Does everyone remember Lev Parnas? He was a former confidant of Rudy Giuliani who worked alongside Trump, Congressman Pete Sessions, former Congressman Devin Nunes, remember him? Senator Ron Johnson, Fox News anchors, and of course other characters as well. And all they did was work in concert to spread misinformation about the Biden family's corruption in Ukraine.
In nearly a year traveling the world and interviewing officials in different countries, I found precisely zero evidence of the Biden's corruption in Ukraine. No credible source has ever provided proof of criminal activity, not the FBI, CIA, nor the NSA. No respectable Ukrainian official has ever said that the Bidens did anything illegal, including former President Poroshenko and former Prosecutor General Yuri Lutsenko. I admit my own wrongdoings. I have been a convicted federal election campaign and fraud crimes and served my sentence. I do not hide that from reality. It is part of my truth.
You know, Parnas was just released from prison earlier this year after serving time for campaign finance violations, falsifying records and statements, and other white-collar crimes related to Trump's 2020 election campaign and the Biden-Ukraine conspiracy theory. So as someone who knows a thing or two about federal prison, this warning to Steve Bannon may be more credible than it seems on the surface.
Well, Steve Bannon is in for a wild ride, I could tell you that much. With the way the political diversion is in our society, it goes all the way down to the prisoners, to the prison guards, to the prison officials. So Steve Bannon is going to be, shooting the dice every day of his life while he's in prison, being around where he's going to sleep, where he's going to work, who is he going to be around. He's not going to have the choice to pick and choose and surround himself with just mega people that will listen to him or help him out. So he's in for a rude awakening.
Imagine that. A former MAGA confidant like Parnas telling Steve Bannon that he should temper his expectations and let the reality of his situation sink in. I do love it. But don't expect Bannon to listen. We know what comes next. A short prison sentence will be branded as political persecution, a two-tier justice system. Bannon will bill himself as Mandela 2.0. Overpriced T-shirts with the words "Free Bannon" will be up for sale too. It is comical, especially since Bannon, through his lawyer, is begging for more special treatment right now, writing to the D.C. U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals that his imprisonment should not happen this summer as ordered, because it's the run-up to the November election and millions of Americans look to him for information on important campaign issues. That's actually what they put in the filing.
In my 20s, I served my country on a Navy destroyer. In my 70s, I'll serve my country in a federal prison. It doesn't make any difference. It won't change my life one whit. I don't have a big social agenda. I'm dedicated to this work of saving my country. And if I have to be a political prisoner, I'll be a political prisoner. I serve my country on a Navy ship. I'll serve my country as a political prisoner in a federal prison for a misdemeanor. I don't bat one eye. Whatever it takes to win this revolution, we got to do.
I'm so sick of hearing these MAGA influencers whining about having to do a little time. It's sheer entitlement, which is a key part of the MAGA ecosystem, of course. And the threats of political revenge from Trump and MAGA against the media, journalists, reporters, politicians. If he returns to power, well, it rivals the immaturity of a spoiled teenager, slamming the door to their room when they don't get their way, then relaxing in a custom gaming chair and staying up all night. The big difference, of course, is, well, the teenager has an opportunity to grow up, and teenagers are often too fickle to commit to a planned insurrection at the Capitol.
If they steal this election, and they fully intend to steal it, this republic ends. Are you prepared to fight? Are you prepared to give it all? Are you prepared to leave it all on the battlefield? Ladies and gentlemen, it's very simple. Victory or death.
And oh, by the way, we're also going to have teams, because we can multitask, to deconstruct the administrative state and to go after criminals and the traitors in the deep state. So suck on that. You can cry about it. You can throw your toys out of the pram. You can do all of it. It doesn't matter. We're relentless. We're on the rise. We're going to take power, and then there's going to be a season of accountability.
Again, I say that these folks aren't even original. They are following the playbook of fascists. It's a proven method to seize power and control over large groups of people. And if you kept score on the first Trump administration, please do not believe you've seen the worst of it. If he gets back in, his behaviors and policies will rival that of his dictator pals. A race to the bottom. Or maybe there is no bottom.